In today's video, we talk about how to not lose progress on vacation. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and I thought today's topic would be something that's coming up quite a bit with clients right now. As we get from spring into the summer season here in the United States, it's very common for people to start planning vacations and trips with their kids out of school, the weather being nicer. And so I thought I'd do a discussion because it seems like I'm starting to answer the same question over and over, and as you know, that's like my favorite topic to cover because I feel like if my clients are going through that, then likely a lot of people are. So I want to talk about how to continue making progress with your goals while planning a vacation or when you go on vacation. And I have some simple steps that allow that to happen. And the first of those is going to be prioritize what's important to you. So if you're in contest prep and you're a few weeks out from a show and you're going on vacation, well, your priority is probably going to be your show, despite the fact that you're going on vacation, right? So you're gonna plan differently for that. Whereas, if you're in the off season, putting on some muscle, the improvement season, or if you're competing much farther down the road, maybe 20 weeks away, you can put more emphasis on the vacation itself in the experiences that you're gonna have with your family and friends. But in both cases, we can still enjoy things. In the situation where it's contest prep, it's do or die, you need to get stuff done, that's when we're gonna have to plan ahead. We're gonna have to make sure we bring our food with us. Plan ahead. What does that mean for you? Cooking food, storing it in Tupperwares? Does that mean ordering your food from a food service like Icon Meals and having it shipped to your hotel so when you get there, you can understand that you're gonna have your food? Does it mean planning ahead for the location, trying to find a gym, a place to do your cardio, whatever your training requires? That's what I would suggest for someone in a situation where they want to go on vacation and have a little bit of fun but still feel like they're making progress. The other situation is a little more common where I ask my clients, and this is probably something you should ask yourself, what is the primary goal of the vacation? The primary goal of the vacation is to spend time with family, to see people you haven't seen, to have an experience. Maybe you're going through Europe, maybe you're going to Australia, maybe you're going to South America to go hiking, I don't know. But if that's the primary goal, I don't want you stressing about your diet and training and cardio while you're there doing that. We don't want to lose out on life experiences because we're worried about a goal that's not going to have a huge impact on our life potentially, right? Whereas you might come home and regret your decision to not enjoy the trip, not get the most out of it, which might put you in a little bit of depression and make your goals harder to attain. I think a healthy relationship between goal setting and reaching your goals and, you know, enjoying your experiences and enjoying your life is going to have a much better impact than if you're always just beating yourself down, right? So what are some tricks that I use for when I go on vacation or when I travel? And probably the number one thing that I do is I'll eat less meals. So when I'm at home, I'll eat 4 to 5 times a day. I'll space my meals out for, every 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it may be, whatever the day fits best. When I travel, I find I can fast a little bit here and there, right? I'll fast in the morning. I'll maybe just have a cup of coffee, kind of get through the morning, and then I'll have a lot of extra calories saved up for those next 2 or 3 meals that I'm going to eat. I find that typically those of us that have fitness goals tend to eat with a higher frequency than those that don't. Something I used to always hear when I worked in an office was like, you're always eating. And I'd be like, no, I eat every 4 or 5 hours. You just never eat. You eat one meal at work and you don't eat anything else at work. And because I was eating 2 or 3 times a day at work, because I was there for 9 hours, I was associated with always eating. So when you go on these trips, if you fast for a meal here and there, no one's going to even notice. It's not going to impart on your trip at all. And that's an easy way to add some calories. Another thing I like to do is, if I know I'm going on a trip beforehand, I like to increase the intensity of my training, really kick it up a notch, really kind of beat myself up, so that that rest is warranted, right? So I know I might train 6, 7, 8 days in a row, you know, hitting multiple body parts per day, doing a lot of drop sets, going to failure, because I know I'm gonna have a chance to recover from that. And it just makes me feel better knowing that that time off was warranted because of the training. I'll also do things like banking calories. Banking calories basically just means if you're taking in 3,000 calories a day and you're getting ready to go on vacation, well, you can drop it down to 2,600 calories a day for however many days you want and save those 400 calories, right? So if you do that for 3 days, you'd have an extra 1,200 calories for the trip, for the day, whatever it may be. And you can do it in different ways. You can do it with fats and carbs, however you like to bank your calories. But these are just some of the tricks that I like to use. And one of the most overlooked things when I think about trips, because I commonly hear this, hey coach, I went on the trip, I didn't really track my food, I came back and I weighed the same, I weighed less, I'm only up a half pound. How did I do that? And the simple answer for most of us is our NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which basically means anything we do throughout the day that is not considered exercise. For most of us, typical life is, you know, moving around a little bit from location to location, desk, car, stuff like that. When we go on vacation, when we're on a trip, we might walk to the store, we might take a hike, we might go swimming for an hour, we might be in the pool for half the day, and it doesn't seem like a lot of activity. Heck, even the airport. I tracked my steps on my trip to Las Vegas last year when I was with Lauren, and we had 22,000 steps just from travel, just from leaving Tampa, going to Las Vegas, getting our bags, you know, all that stuff, the rental car, the driving, all that stuff adds up. And I typically get between 5,000 and 10,000 steps a day. So that type of doubling of my NEAT really allowed me to maintain a lower body weight because I tracked that. I actually used a Fitbit on that trip, and I was able to say, wow, we're getting a lot of steps in. So it's something that Lauren and I actively do now, is kind of track our cardio. My wife just got the new Fitbit, which actually tracks her heart rate really nicely. So there's some really cool tools out there that you can use. This type of data really helps us ease our mind, knowing that we're not setting ourselves back. And another thing is understanding that muscle loss does not occur, right? Muscle loss is very hard to happen. There might be some physiological changes in the way you look, but losing actual muscle, research shows that takes about 3 weeks before you start losing muscle, okay? Now, strength adaptations, those are neural, so you might, after a couple weeks, come back and not feel as strong, but that's because you're losing that skill that you've mastered. And also, like, the physical changes of muscle storing glycogen and water that come from day-to-day training, muscle soreness, that can make you look a little different. But understanding that you're not actually losing muscle just because you're not training, that can help ease your mind too. So, at the end of the day, vacation, taking time off from the gym, it doesn't have to set you back. It doesn't have to cause you stress, as long as you're first and foremost setting your priorities where they need to be, and setting realistic expectations so you can enjoy the trip. Hopefully that helps everyone. It's Saturday. I'm gonna go finish up some work. Got some clients competing. Going to meet a posing client today. Think we're gonna train with Lauren Conlon, so Saturday's gonna be awesome. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on a Saturday, and I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.